I'm hooked. Trails in the Sky got me. I first started the original game back on July 11th, 2024. Really that long ago? And it's taken until just yesterday for me to actually sit down and beat the game. But you know what? I'm glad I did. Because in my eyes, this game is special. It's a phenomenal turn-based JRPG, both mechanically, story-wise, character-wise, and world-wise. It's a game that seeks to have as much fun with itself as it possibly can until it hooks you. And it gets its bob so deep within you until it refuses to let go, and you wouldn't want it to anyways. And with the remake of this game coming up in only a few days, I think now's as good a time as any to talk about why this game is so dang good, and why I believe you should be on the lookout for it. Hello everybody, I am Jmulls, and let's blaze this trail into the sky! So what is Trails in the Sky, and what's the difference between the original version that I played on PC and this new remake coming up? Well, to begin, let's talk about what Trails is. It's a series of JRPGs that all take place in the same world, but each of the different little mini-series develops a different region or portion of that world. It's a series that is focused on its really interesting gameplay and customization, combined with great characterization and the world building. Trails in the Sky is the beginning of this saga, the beginning of this journey into Trails. And you play as two characters, Estelle and Joshua. Estelle is the biological daughter of this big named character, Cassius. He's basically the Giga Chad of this game's verse. He's the big hero, and there's pretty much nothing this dude can't do. 5 years ago, though, he adopted a little boy named Joshua for reasons unknown, and it's portrayed at the very beginning of the game that Joshua's backstory is very dark and tragic, and that is also one of the big mysteries throughout the entire game. But what happens is that when Estelle and Joshua come of age to where they can join the Bracer Guild. Think of them like the mercenary group that takes on all the odd jobs and requests, right? Their father gets a letter sending them off to who knows where on a journey. But Estelle and Joshua are notified not too long after that the airship Cassius was on has gone down. So Estelle and Joshua set out onto the world stage in a quest to not only find their father, but also to be promoted into the ranks of senior bracers, so they're no longer like trainees or rookies. And I dare not spoil where this story goes from there. And I'll admit, the story, especially at the beginning, is rather slow, because the game is willing to take its time and to allow these characters to breathe. It's in no rush to just go plot point, plot point, plot point. It's focused on characterization predominantly within this game. But when the plot does get going, oh my god does it get going. It becomes so interesting, the politics involved, the characters involved, the way the cast just continues to expand, but they're all interesting. There's not a single character in this game that I actively dislike. I highly enjoy everyone. They're fun, they're boisterous, they're colorful. It reeks of that 2000s anime charm. And if that vibe is in your strike zone, I think you will highly love and appreciate what Trails in the Sky sets out to do. And from what I know, and the prologue demo that is available for the remake is essentially the same game, but with a few modifications. There is now standard voice acting out of the box. You don't have to download a mod for it or anything. And there's also English dubbing for the voice acting in the remake. On top of that, you have more animated cutscenes instead of just the sprites like communicating with each other like it was in the original. The zones are a little bit bigger to accommodate the different like combat system that the remake has, where it's very much similar to the turn-based combat system in the original. However, in accordance with more modern entries in the series, there is a twist to it. If you've ever played Metaphor Refantasio, you may be familiar with this concept, where in the overworld you engage in real-time combat with the characters to either just straight up kill weaker enemies, or to get them on the back foot, so when you transition into the turn-based combat, you start off with either a chain attack, or just putting yourself at an advantage in the turn-based combat. It's a really great flow, where you're going into this smooth as butter real-time combat that's not too deep or anything, but it's mechanically satisfying and fun watching all these animations go off. And then you go into the turn-based combat that has a good amount of strategy. You're maneuvering around the field and then also doing actions. You have magic-like abilities called Orbal Arts, and you also have character-specific abilities called crafts and S-breaks. S-breaks are essentially like your limit breaks, think of them like that, and the various crafts are unique to each character. So it gives them this sense of individuality, but with the Orbal system, think of that like the materia system from Final Fantasy. You can still get a really good amount of customization customization for each of the characters and change their playstyle according to your own preferences. It is a phenomenal system that can be a little bit heavy initially, but if you're willing to learn it, which doesn't take too long, you can get so much out of this combat system. I love the combat in the original game. And when you get a whole bunch of different characters that do their own thing, and you're mixing and matching the various arts you can use as well, you can really turn the tide of battle. And just with a good amount of strategy, a good amount of preparation, you'll be surprised how quickly you can turn the tide of battle. It's so much fun. If you are a fan of turn-based combat, I do think you will enjoy Trails. Both the original and probably also the new one, because that strategy, to me at least, was still retained in the demo, but what we get in the demo as well is a way just to speed things up, to where I'm not spending all the time going in and out of battle with very weak enemies. I'm just obliterating them in the overworld with the real-time combat and saving the turn-based combat for enemies worth a dang. It's so much fun. But honestly, the thing that made me fall in love with this game was the world, the characters, and namely the characters, the writing, the dialogue, just the amount of fun they are willing to have with this game, with these characters. You end one arc and think, oh, they can't top this, and then they do, and it just gets better and better. And it's one of those games that, yeah, sure, you can say it starts out rather slowly, but it does it for a reason, because it makes you fall in love with the characters of Estelle and Joshua, and then it'll add on to the cast after that point, really. The game establishes a rock-solid foundation that it can then build off of, and build off of it does. It's like it's in creative mode in Minecraft, just continually adding bricks to this thing, and they all freaking work. Every character is just so lovable, and when they want you to hate a character, you hate that character. They do such a great job of controlling how you feel when it comes to these characters, when it comes to these story moments. The music just fits this sky blue theme so perfectly well, and I think it's a great example that it doesn't have to be serious all the dang time. It can be fun, it can have whimsy, it can have moments where you're just sitting back, laughing in your chair, and then it'll have you at the edge of your seat, mouth agape, going, there's no way they're doing this right now. But they do. If I haven't made it clear yet, my apologies. Trails in the Sky hooked me, and it's hooked me deep. This is a phenomenal game that I feel absolutely ashamed of missing out on for the longest time. It's a phenomenal feeling knowing that games can still interest me, intrigue me, and excite me the way that Trails did. And to know that there is a chance I'm going to even prefer the remake that's coming up because of its combat, because of the voice acting, because of the animations for all the scenes that we do end up getting. I'm feasting. I'm doing well. I am loving this. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, this game is phenomenal. It's a game that I enjoyed out of the jump. I don't mind a slow beginning, and it just picks up, and it has fun with itself, arc after arc, chapter after chapter, as you unravel the conspiracies that are going on, the characters that appear, the twists, the turns, the antics. It's all so dang fun. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I said it before, and I will say it again. This game has that early 2000s anime charm so well honed, and uses it in all the right ways. And if you were to ask me, Jmulls, should I play the original or should I wait for the remake? I don't know, because I don't know how the remake is going to handle chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know how it's going to handle the game after the prologue. But what I can say is, for the prologue, which is what the demo is right now that you can just play, I think, and your save carries over, I enjoy the demo more in the remake than the prologue of the original. I do feel having some voice acting which gets better and better as the demo for the remake goes on, and the animated scenes and the combat, I think that does go a long way for the slower sections. And when I was playing the original, all I could think of is, how funny is this going to be? How great is this going to be when we see this fully animated in the remake? I don't mind playing this game twice. I don't mind playing the original and then playing the remake. Not everyone's gonna be like that, and that's fair, right? What I'm just saying is I can't fully recommend the remake yet because I haven't played the thing, right? We don't know if it just drops the ball at some point. My recommendation would be, look at the styles of both of the games and say, you know what, this one intrigues me more, I'll just go with that one. Just, whatever you do, my full recommendation is that you at least try Trails. Just play Trails in the Sky, and play it to its conclusion, because that's one of the best endings to a video game I've experienced, and it makes me want to just play more. Trails in the Sky is a phenomenal game. I know it took me a while, but I'm glad I started it, and I'm glad I beat it, because now I'm fully hooked in this series. Trails in the Sky rocks. Every fiber of my being is screaming that it wants me to just jump into the next game immediately. Because I need to know what happens next. I need that information. I want to see more of these characters. But at the same time, I really want to see all those scenes again in the remake. Sure, I think a few of the scenes were a bit like clunky in the demo and all that, but it was still like enjoyable. I still loved it there. Trails in the Sky is a game that has incredible gameplay, incredible customization, incredible characterization, and a plot that when it gets going, my God, does it get going, and it's so intriguing and fascinating and like edge of your seat, nail biting. So whether it's the OG or you try out the demo for the remake, my recommendation is just try Trails. And so long as the quality of the demo holds up for the rest of the remake, just beat Trails in the Sky, get to the ending, and then make any of your conclusions. Genuinely, as I was playing through the original, I'm like, it can't get better than this. Surely I know what this game is at this point. No, it just kept getting better and better, and fun. The combat's great, gameplay is great, world is great, characters are great, dialogue is great, writing is great, Trails in the Sky is great. So here's where you come in. Have you played Trails before, or have you never even touched the series? Let me know what your favorite game in the series is, or how you're feeling about the remake coming up as either a new player or a long-time Trails player. I'd love to hear your thoughts and hear your opinions and hear your perspectives. And I got a feeling I'm only just getting into Trails' rabbit hole. We got a long way to go. I'm not joking, there's a lot of games in this series, like a lot. And if you want to join me for this wild, wacky ride as we stream all these games on this channel and on Twitch, as I cover the remake, you should leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Jmulls G, Instagram, Jmulls Gaming. I have a Discord in the description down below. And guys, I played the Trails in the Sky first chapter demo, and if you want to hear my thoughts about that demo specifically, you should check out this video right here for more. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.